Welcome back. Looks like we're doing this again. Today on Thousandaire Radio, Morgan Silver Dollars, and some pondering. I hope you're ready. I'm ready. Buckle up. Let's start the show. American Silver 01 takes the last video. First class, Thousandaire. If you're new, you may not know, I buy an old silver dollar each week. I also woke up in the middle of the night and ate cereal 2 days ago. I know, right? All right, let's get back on track. Cheers to you, friendo. Hit that like, would you? I guess it's okay I had the cereal. I am celebrating 5,000 subscribers. And now I'm over it. That's how achieving goals works. We gotta keep it moving, or else risk being mediocre. Speaking of which, I have some very mediocre Morgan dollars here. I kind of put the silver dollar quality on the back burner because of recent purchases. Heavy Merc dimes, heavy gold coin. Just wait till you see what I do in the future for my weekly silver dollar purchases. Spoiler alert, there's no spoiler alert in this video. That was the spoiler alert. Say that word many times fast, and I think it'll give you a seizure. Have you noticed any reasonably priced Morgans at your LCS recently? Local coin shop? Dare I say, have you seen some for under spot? I have, since it was brought to my attention by the Kansas Kid. He shed some light on these deals that are probably at a coin shop near you. And most certainly not from an online bullion dealer. I just checked some online sites and no. I think I bought this for $25 when silver was $34 an ounce. And this silver dollar contains 0.77344 troy ounces of silver. So easy to remember. Here's a trick. Just remember 0.77344. That's not a trick. Sorry. Anyhow, at $34 an ounce, that means it has $26.30 worth of silver. I think my last purchase, which was 4 Morgan dollars, one for each week in the month of June, they were each $30. But they are much nicer than the $25 ones. You can see the details in the hair of Liberty, and you can read Liberty on her, whatever that hair thing is she's wearing. I just looked it up. It's called a Phrygian cap. I do have a trick to remember this one. You could just say she's wearing a friggin' cap. It's just spelled with a PH. When I bought these, silver was about $35 an ounce, so they contain about $27 worth of silver each. That's an 11% premium, but it still seems like a good deal to me. Please, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you don't think anything, you can still leave some algo food in the comments below if you want to support the channel. Hopefully, you already hit that like, and you can go and hit the like on all the comments below if you want to be a superstar. I can see when you do that, and it amazes me that you do it. Thank you so much. There's trace amounts of plumage on the breast feathers, but not really. That troubles me a little bit, but with everything else I've been buying and how I needed to free up some capital and the low price for silver when I buy these low quality Morgans, it's okay. For now, I do have some pent up, I need to buy a decent silver dollar soon feeling coming on. I can hold out a little longer and it's going to be worth it. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised how we move on from here. As much as I want to, I'm not going to spoil it. I don't want to get in the habit of making promises. That's how I got stuck buying a Centenario every 6 months. The Centenario I just reserved, $4,120. To be honest, I probably would rather spend that on platinum or some comic books. You know, maybe some assets that are not at an all-time high. But we make a plan, we stick to it. That's why it's called a plan. Well, maybe that's not why it's called a plan, but that's why we make one, to stick to it. Or else, what do we got? Emotions or maybe some new information? Yeah, ignoring new information is probably not the best thing. Nevertheless, I will have my roll of Centenarios one day, which is 20. That's 24 ounces of gold, which is about $81,600 today, spot price value. I'll have 6 Centenarios by July 4th, leaving me with only 14 to buy in the next 7 years. If you are not already subscribed and you want to come along for the ride, hit the button, the subscribe button. Or don't. You can always stumble upon this channel later, and we'll have a lot of catching up to do. I'll be like Here's Centenario number 27. Please hit the like button. You'll be like, man, he's still doing it, huh? I will be, unless I'm going through a green light and someone just breezes through a red. I have 102 silver dollars now. By mid-July, I'll have 104, which means I've been doing this, stacking an old silver dollar each week for about 2 years. 52 old silver dollars a year. It's going to add up in time. If you make a regular schedule and add to your stack, and you stick to it, well, you know how time flies. Just like anything else, before you know it, your stack will grow up. And unlike many people's children, it may actually take care of you. A constant drip fills a bucket, and if unattended, gets all over your floor. And then it will flood your basement. Eventually, you'll have silver, gold, copper, and even bitcoins all over the place. At that point, you may not even care about money. You'll be so high on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you're at the bottom of that chart, the levels above may seem really silly. But when one's basic needs are finally met, yeah, the mind, it can get pretty goofy. One thing I like about consistently investing is it keeps me kind of cash broke. Many times I forget about all the things I could buy if I wanted to ditch my savings and investments. It is nice when you see somebody in a nice car with their head up, their chin up, and you think to yourself, good for them. But if I wanted that, I could buy one too. And just the ability to buy it is good enough for me most of the time. When you've been stacking and investing and working all the time for a long period of time, I don't know about you, but I just tend to forget what the cash can buy. Once in a while, I'll take a walk around a mall or a department store, and I realize, wow, I could have that, I could have that. I can't believe giant televisions are so inexpensive. I got this mindset now, though, it's really natural to me. I don't like to buy things that have no return, and I really enjoy it. I'd rather buy a bunch of Mercury dimes than buy an 80-inch television. Although that may be because I do not have a truck. Would I enjoy a 65-inch television more than a 1/10-ounce gold coin? Right now, I think, yeah, I would. But I probably would not enjoy it more than if I were to buy $400 worth of silver. I do like being generous to people, and I never really compare that to investments. Although I do see it as an investment. Generosity is a long-term investment. You can't plant the seeds and pick the fruit the next day. I think generosity is one of the best investments. Plus, you can always just be kind to others, or maybe listen to them and give them some feedback based upon what they've said because you actually listened. That doesn't cost you much unless they're a very charismatic bum. Talk to them too long and they may convince you to adopt their ways. But kind of jokes aside, listening to someone and giving them genuine feedback is a very inexpensive way to be generous. People really appreciate that. And I believe that's a good investment. I always say, everyone is a potential juror. I think it's true. You get what you give in this world. I think it may have been Gandhi who said, be the change that you want to see. So by now, you may have imagined your stack in many years growing to be very tall. But what kind of person will be standing next to it? That's what I like to think about. I try to carry out simultaneous goals unrelated to money and wealth. Why wait till you get all the money before you start caring about being fit? I'm not going to eat a bunch of instant noodles so I can buy some extra silver this week or next week. I also see decent food as an investment. How about you? I've known plenty of people, they just want to eat cheap. You can kind of get away with that when you're young, but I think that's a terrible plan for old age. I'm pretty sure eating healthy can prevent many ailments, and an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Spending the filthy fiat promissory debt notes on something decent to eat, taking the time to go for the walk regularly, buying a book and reading it, reading a book in general, even if you did not have to buy it. I believe each of these things has a much higher return than buying an ounce of silver. But they are different kinds of returns. So I still buy the silver because the silver gives me other types of returns. I'm saying this stuff because it becomes easy to get carried away when you start stacking. You start sacrificing, and then you start making sacrifices where you should not be doing it. Maybe like, oh, look, instead of getting all these fresh vegetables, I'll just buy a bunch of cans. Now I can get an extra half ounce of silver. Instead of going for a walk each day, I'll spend a little extra time at work. And then I can buy more silver. In fact, I'll even spend more time at work instead of reading so I can buy even more silver. I'll even skip generosities and pleasantries and isolate myself from the outside world and acquiring even more silver. I'm sorry if I sound a bit soapboxy. I'm just pondering out loud, recording it, and putting it on the internet. Why not? I guess we'll call it there. I hope you enjoyed the ramblings. If not, sorry, can't make everyone happy all the time. I still wish you the best and appreciate you staying this long. Today is June 15th, 2025. Gold is $3,433 an ounce. Silver is $36.38 an ounce. And Bitcoin, the dumbest investment in the world because it's not real, it's just numbers on a screen, is a paltry $105,000 a Bitcoin. I've been using it a bit to buy Centenarios. All right, that's it. That is it. Thousand Radio, Wicked Show. Join the pen pals. You can now write me at The Thousandaire Collector, 1700 Sullivan Trail, Suite 7, Box 111, Easton, Pennsylvania, 18040. Don't forget to include your info so I can put you on my mailing list.